Hi everyone, Crayton Webb at Sunwest Communications. Special segment of 2 Minutes of Advice today because I'm joined by my longtime friend and colleague, Pio del Castillo. Pio and I have known each other for a dozen years. First I was his client, then we worked together at our former employer, and now I'm so proud to announce that he is joining the Sunwest Communications family as Managing Director. Pio, welcome. So glad to have you here. Tell us about your impressive career and history.
Well, definitely very, very exciting to be here, Crayton. This is full circle. And, I started my career in public relations through agencies. And after several years with corporate and different companies, I'm back in agency. So back to my first love, agency.
Yeah. And you have had an interesting career, especially with a Spanish language PR firm in Houston, and then with a global company where not only did you do corporate communications, but gave counsel and advice to countries all over the world on media relations, and then internal communications. What do all three of those things have in common from a storytelling perspective?
Well, definitely. Remember my father saying in Spanish, si del cielo te caen limones, aprende a hacer limonada, which means like if it rains lemons, you better learn how to make lemonade, right? So it's about adapting. So I think my career has been about adapting to the needs of the consumer, to try to endear the consumer to the brand, to the need, to the product, to whatever service you are trying to sell. And so since the beginning in Hispanic Communications, at Lopez Negrete Communications, and before that at De La Garza Public Relations in Houston, it has been about that, about understanding the consumer and the need at the moment and trying to adapt through the process.
And in a way, that is true no matter who the client is, internal and external, yes?
That's absolutely correct, yes. And so it depends. Also, the client evolves, right? So the needs of today were totally different as before the pandemic. So you have to adapt, you have to meet the client where the client is.
So in all of your experiences over your 25-year career, what would you say has been your secret sauce in helping your clients tell their story, enhance and protect their reputation?
Yeah, I remember that at the beginning of my career, clients used to say, think outside the box. Well, what is the box, right? So a lot of times you have to redefine the box. And I remember you telling me when I was at Mary Kay, what are the tools in the toolbox? Sometimes we bring the entire toolbox to a client, and sometimes you have to reinvent the tool. Sometimes you have to create the tool. So it's about that, knowing when to use the right tool, and knowing when the tools you have are not enough, and build new ones.
Obviously, a fantastic addition to the Sunwest family. Pio del Castillo, welcome, new Managing Director at Sunwest Communications. We're going to be back with one more. This isn't enough, right? So we're going to come back with a second segment with Pio. In the meantime, be sure to check us out at sunwestpr.com and on LinkedIn. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.